Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Oh, all right. We had a good show today. Sean?
We caught up with Steve.
You're going to say yes, we did.
Yeah, yes, we did, Nathan. We had a great show.
Katie was with us.
Morning.
Hey, Katie.
We did. I very much enjoy Brian Morris's rant. So we talk about those triggers, what you go off at the same thing. Brian, parking.
Oh, and you know when you really hit the truth with Brian, because then he rings me on the phone.
He did.
So you'll hear a little bit of dad there. Not swearing, which is amazing.
Yeah, that is. Stevie Butler joins us from the West Australian. We talk a bit about sport, obviously.
Yeah. We've got an issue with the alarm that was played at the Canberra airport when they were trying to tell people, warning, there's a shooting. We don't think it was the right choice.
And also, Nathan, your Saturday night was sad. Let's be
Super
honest.
sad.
It was sad. Come on, it was sad.
Well, I had a peeling. You'll get that when you hear it. It wasn't sad. It was great.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Now, I wanted to quickly talk about something that happened over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I took mum and dad to go to the cinema at Karrinyup at Hoyts, went to D-Box. Absolutely love it. That's the one where the seats shake.
Yep.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So the seats shake to the and rock to what
it's
you're
like a
seeing on the
simulator.
screen. Yeah,
Yes.
it's absolutely. And they're recliners as well. The whole thing is just...
So is it like kind of like gold class, like fancy? You can get food or something, or it's just the seat? Can
No,
you-
no,
food down
it's
there,
just the seat, and you can bring in whatever foods and stuff you
Amazing.
want. It's the best way to see an action film or
Yeah,
something
cool.
like that. But driving to Karrinyup, this happens every time, and I want to talk about triggers right now. So if you know anyone that has a trigger where they, as soon as you say something or you're about to do something, they start going off their brain, we're going to want to talk to you. So we're driving to Karrinyup and it starts as soon as we leave Mum and Dad's house, and they're just around the corner. And then Dad starts going on about how there will be no parking. And then he's like, no, there's not going to be any parking. And then when we get there, he goes, oh my God, look at all the cars going in. And I said, yeah, but we're one of the cars going in. You can't go off about all these other people going in there. We're one of those people. Why are you different?
And by the way...
This is my shopping centre. I come here all the time. That's the point.
Yeah.
So we
Okay,
drive.
right,
Then we're
yep.
driving down the car park, and then he starts swearing. He gets as you're getting closer to the process of having to park the car, he gets angrier and angrier. So he's going off his brain, effing this and effing that, and this place is ridiculous. I'm never coming here again. You don't come here on a Saturday. This is stupid. We're not doing this again. We'll never get a park. Never get a park. Literally pulled into the car park, swung into a car park. It happens every bloody time we go there, and Dad just goes off. And then it takes him like 5 minutes to calm down afterwards from the fact that, and then he goes on about, no, you've snagged that. I said, well, every time we snag it, so I don't understand how you do it. There's a car park, Dad.
It's like he's got PTSD from an incident where he could not find a park for ages or something, and
yeah.
he's never been able to let it go.
It's just the possibility of not getting a park, and then the fact that the people are there and he wants to be there, and they're in his way, and he's got a right
And
to
look,
be there.
he comes and visits you guys
Yes.
here at Nova, or he talks about the parking in Subi. And
Oh,
it's like,
And he
it's not
gets
that
here
hard.
at 6 a.m, so there's plenty of
Yeah.
parking, but he talks about it.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen Mum and Dad at an OB, like when we do an outside broadcast? So say if it's at Averley or it's down by, when we went to Kudata one time, or when we gave the house away in Coburn. Dad does a dummy run. Dad gets in the car and drives out there to so he can be on the ground.
Scope it out.
Seeing what the parking's like. So it's insane, right? So then there's that. Then I was worried about his heart because I knew that we were going to see a Marvel film. We were going to see the new Thor movie.
Yep.
So, and I knew that I knew what was coming, and that was post-credit scenes. Dad cannot wrap his mind around the fact that we got to wait until the credits end to see the one or the two scenes that will lead you to the next movie. So he cracks the shits every time he makes a point of standing up and saying he's going to the toilet. And then he goes to the toilet, and then he comes back, and then he makes a point of saying to you from the front of the cinema while yelling up at you, I've been to the toilet and this is still effing happening. And then what are you waiting to see? What's it going to do? What's it going to do to the movie? Stands there and he huffs, looks at his watch. Can we go? And I was like, no, we're staying until the end.
Brian sounds like such a joy.
God.
Nathan, this is every time.
Every time. Is there anyone in your life that there is a trigger and it's the same thing and it just sets them off?
Or it sets me off more so.
It sets you off.
So Megan, my wife, all the time, we've been going down south for 10 to 15 years, every single summer holidays. And she'll tell anyone who will listen that it's impossible to get a car park at the beach. We go to the beach every day when we're down there for a couple of weeks. And every day
we get a car park?
And I don't know what the deal is, but we go to Smith's Beach and Yelling Up Beach, and every time I'll just wait. Maybe sometimes you might have to wait 1 or 2 minutes in the car because people are coming in and out at any old time. But we always get one, and we always get one up the front every single time. But then the next day, if we were out at the shops and she was talking, I can't even go to the beach.
So she'll be saying that to people
all the time.
And then what? And then you get triggered.
Well, I get I'm going off because we get a car park all the time, every time, and we get a car park right at the front every day, every week, every year.
Ready to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com?
Well, you gotta love an Aussie winter getaway, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, holiday rentals, flights and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Nathan just received a phone call from
Dad,
Brian.
you're on air right now on my speakerphone, don't swear. Like, what's your issue right now?
I said it took us a half hour to get out of the place.
But we'd already been to the movie. You've got nothing to do. What are you going to do after the movie?
It was like peak hour on the freeway. I had to get home to have a bet like Sean does.
All right. I feel for you then, Brian.
All right, Dad, I'll ring you later.
So that's what we're talking about. Triggers. I mean, Brian's not even parking right now, but just us talking about it has set him off again.
Let's go to Zoe and Mandra. Hey, Zoe.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Zoe. This ring true for you, did it? Who in your life gets triggered?
It's not me. It's my husband, and it's internet.
Okay. Internet?
Yeah.
So if we are anywhere and there's free Wi-Fi, or if we're even at home and the internet's not working properly, he will go into the settings, check how fast it's downloading, see what it does, and if it's not up to his standards, I will hear about it for the next week of my life. And I cannot handle it.
So, Zoe, everywhere, if you went on a holiday or went to some place, even to visit friends, he'd be all over this?
Hotel internet, I don't even want to talk about it. It's horrendous. If it's not fast enough, everyone's going to know.
Wow. And also, like I'm sure Brian does it as well to everybody, and Megan does it, he proceeds to tell everybody about that all day. That's the theme of the day, is telling strangers and people he knows about how slow the internet is.
Yes, especially if he takes his gaming laptop. All of his gaming buddies from across Australia, they're going to know which hotel to never stay at.
Pushes him too far.
What's it like to be with a serious gamer, Zoe?
Earplugs are my best friend, especially when he's playing live COD on the internet. Earplugs are my best friend.
Yep.
He has no concept of how loud he is.
Call of Duty. Once you get into it, though, that's pretty full on.
Mate, well, you've been called to duty, Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a thing to look at lightly.
All right. Lisa. Morning, Lisa.
Morning.
Hey,
Lisa.
Lisa. We're talking about triggers, the thing that someone goes off about all the time. What have you got for us?
Mine's actually me, and it's queues. Like, I can't stand standing in a queue, even when I know there's going to be a queue.
All right. Tell me about the most horrific time that you've experienced in a lineup or a queue.
I took the kids to Adventure World last school holiday.
Yeah.
And we were stood in the queue just to get in the door, and I lost it. I absolutely lost it at the kids and probably my partner, going, I don't understand why we have to stand in a queue. It's Adventure World. You don't even stand in queues to get into Universal Studios at Sentosa. But we have to stand in a queue to get into Adventure World.
This is Adventure World. This isn't Orderly World. You should be able to just, it should be a free-for-all, and whoever gets to the ride first wins.
Do you talk about it for the rest of the day then, Lisa? You never stop bringing it up?
And I was in a bad mood for the rest of the day because I'd been in a queue for the morning.
I have to tell you, I don't line up either, Lisa. I'll just avoid it. I won't line up. I'm not going to do it. I won't be part of it. The only thing that you do have to line up is sometimes when you're at the checkout and it's not self-service. That's a given. You have to do it. But if there is something amazing and I can get it by lining up, if that line looks like more than a minute wait, I'll let that amazing thing go.
I didn't go into the Colosseum in Rome because the line was too long.
We wouldn't go into the Louvre. We were in Paris for one day. All I've ever wanted to do was go to the Louvre, and Nels was more so Dad. And then we looked at the line and said, no, it's too long.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Eiffel Tower. We went to get off the bus. We looked at the line from the bus on top of the double-decker bus, looked down at the line and went, oh, that's too long, and just drove off. I didn't experience the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, so I'm with you with that one, Lisa. Well done. Lara. Morning, Lara.
Good morning.
Hey, Lara. this about your husband, is it?
Yes.
What do you got?
He is not particularly a big fan of social events, but particularly weddings. Hates a good wedding.
Yeah.
Any wedding. Good wedding, bad wedding.
Yeah.
He will get the invite and he will be like, no, we're not going. I'm like, what? Why are we not going? No, it's just a pity invite. They don't really want us there. We're not friends. I'm like, people don't just invite you to a wedding for the sake of it. Like, of course we're friends. He goes, no, we'll have to get an outfit. We'll have to get there. Where are we going to stay? How? And I'm like, mate, it's their happiest day of their life. They want us to be there. And he's like, no, it's not worth it. No, we don't need to go. We're going. Who doesn't like a good wedding?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys shouldn't be there. It's a pity invite. It's always a pity invite. There's never an outfit that you can wear, and there's the drama of getting an outfit. And then also, how does he feel about buying people wedding presents?
Oh, he's really good about the present.
Oh.
He'd rather just send the present and not go. Yeah, he's like, let's just buy them whatever they want off the registry. Yep, it can be the most expensive thing as long as we don't have to go.
Wow.
Right. Weddings are the best. Free food,
know.
free
I
drinks.
know.
It's amazing.
It's the happiest day of their life. I mean, it might not last, but on that particular day, it's their happiest day.
How long have you and your partner been married for?
So this November, 20 years.
I think he was hurt 20 years ago and he's never gotten over it.
I think you're right.
There's a trauma back there, and I think I just found the origin story.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Wow, it's amazing that we still live in a country where if there is one gun incident, it makes national news. And
Of
this
course.
shooting at Canberra Airport yesterday was unbelievable.
Yeah, the man fired 5 shots. But to think that happens because we're so removed from what happens in the US all the time, we don't really think that this ever happens in Australia, no.
I know. And imagine being there as well, because it is such a foreign thing for us to hear gunfire or someone have a gun and start shooting. None of us really know what to do. So you wonder, what would I have done when I was down at the airport? Here's a young couple with their experience.
All of a sudden it was like a sound like thunder, and then just a stampede of people running past, and then they're just like, run. So we got up and ran, and we just kept running until we were out into one of the car parks in the, out of the airport.
Just heard popping basically.
We left everything. We don't have our phones, we don't have our luggage, we don't have our backpacks, nothing.
Can I just say, I know that, you do have to run for your life, and I do know, say, for planes going down, you do have to get onto the emergency slide. I still think I'd get my bag.
My phone?
Well, you more of your satchel baggy thing, or
Yeah. No, not my luggage.
No, your luggage.
Because my satchel baggy thing, my man bag, it's got my phone and my wallet and all that sort of stuff in there. Isn't that terrible? I don't know that I could be endangering my life, but other people's lives. But it's like right now, those people, they're stuck there without their phone.
My whole life is on my phone.
Yeah. So you probably weigh up and you go, okay, there's a good chance I might survive this, and if I do survive, I need that.
I need my phone.
And I need Instagram about it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. This isn't going to TikTok itself. I need to make a little fun airport running for my life dance.
But what I can't get over is the alarm that went off,
Katie,
at the airport.
So this is the alarm that they chose to alert everybody that there is a gunman.
Doesn't scream someone's got a gun.
It's not sufficient.
I don't think it's sufficient. What would it be then, do you think, would be the right?
Well, I mean, alarm-wise, I mean, I don't know. Well, we're a radio station, so, I mean, like, possibly something like this would even help if you just amp that up. And maybe not the Janie, because we don't know if this was a guy this time, so maybe just, cut through to the song and get to the real guts.
Oh, yeah. I hear this. That's a good idea. We should start this at schools.
And if they don't want to confuse people with music, instead of that pissy little beep, 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 beep alarm, maybe something with a little bit more, gusto, that says that you're in real danger. If you heard that, that's a run for your life. We're being air raided.
Yeah.
Because we are in Australia and we're not used to people having guns in general. That's why I reckon we just weren't prepared for that. So it's just a little beep, 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 beep.
Are you kidding me? I have had just someone go, run on the microphone. Run! Seriously, someone's got a gun. I'm not even joking. Anyway, thank God it's like a single case.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And no one was shot. No one was hurt.
No.
Anyway, yeah. So they're just some pointers there, Canberra Airport, moving forward.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Just want to have a chat to you guys about life.
Yes.
All right. So back in the day, life was a party. Every Saturday night, I was out for days on end. I'd go out in one outfit and I'd come home and God knows who clothes I was wearing. And it was just like a series of like, you know, going to like a club and then another bar and then like the day clubs and then an after party and then ending up on a boat cruise.
Yes.
And then that rolls into like cocktails at a rich person's apartment in Scarborough. I don't know who they are.
Life was wild. You were a party boy, Nathan.
You never miss a Sunday session though, Katie. On any given weekend, you're like, oh yeah, that'll finish off the weekend. I'll just roll into work hung as all get up on a Monday.
For days and days and days on end. And now, I mean, you get to a point in life where it's just not the same. It's just like you're in an elevator.
So for an example,
waiting.
What did you do on the weekend then? So, you know, normally it's party time, party people. Let's go, because everyone's hanging out after a good week of work. What did you do Saturday night?
Oh, I just wanted to start by saying I was tired.
From the quiet Friday night, yeah.
I was tired from the quiet Friday night, and it's been an exhausting life. And I did catch myself in a real moment where I started thinking about how life has changed. And I had thought, I'm going to put on Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was on Prime. Oh. And I went like, look, I want to see the new Ghostbusters movie.
Okay, so what do you get, a bowl of chips and a drink to sit down with?
No, Sean. And then because I'd been at Farmer Jack's in Guelph earlier on, and I bought some garlic, which is usually at like the other supermarkets, $29 a kilo, and I got it for $14.99 a kilo. And I was like, are you kidding me? And not only do I love garlic, but I love giant bulbs of garlic. I like it when the bulb is big and the clove is plentiful. Okay. So I got 4 of those, and then I thought, and then when I put the movie on, I thought, what else can I do? And then I thought, I'll peel the garlic. So I went over and got my 4 bulbs, and I had like the 2 bowls set up on the ottoman, and I just sat there peeling garlic and putting it in a bowl while watching Ghostbusters.
On a Saturday night.
And that's when I caught myself going, you used to go off. You used to be
cool.
The shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were the thing that things orbited around.
Yes.
And here I am. And the life of the party.
Yes.
I was the battery that kept the party going.
Yes.
And here I am. That life. If me from 20 years ago had seen what they saw on Saturday night, he would have punched me in the head.
I need you in the nuts.
And shook me and said, what are you doing with your life? Get out there.
But the fact that you actually spoke to us about the joy you get about the bulbs of garlic, that to me was the saddest part of the
Because Sean, do you notice this when this happens?
It's happening to me all the time. I can go to a party and I can sniff an early night.
Yeah.
You can go, and I would never think about doing that, but now, okay, if I go to bed early then I'm not tired on Sunday, and then I'm not tired on Monday when I come to work. This is what's happening, though. A lot of the times I've changed in the last couple of weeks. I was at the Derby, should be having a ripping time.
Yeah.
Mid-strength beer all round for the old S-Mac.
Oh, my God. What's the point of even drinking it?
Mid-strength.
You know what I mean? What's the point of drinking it?
I can't relate yet because I feel like I'm
shut up,
you know what I mean? I'm still
Katie, you know what it is? Can I just warn you what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, let me know.
What's going to happen is the hunger for life goes. Not the hunger for life, just the hunger to want to get out there and do it.
But you just remain hungry.
Yeah, you just all you do is just like it's you know what it is? It's knowing that you got an event and then saying beforehand, I can't wait until I get home. Yeah. And you haven't even left your house.
Yeah.
You haven't even left your house.
Shorty's fist bumping happening right now.
Is that your reckon, Sean? It is.
It's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Whereas before, when I was young and hungry for it, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to go out. And I don't want to come home. I don't want to come back here. I want to keep out. And I would stay out for 7 days. 7 days.
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
I really enjoy the support of me sharing my story about my Saturday night where I popped on Ghostbusters Afterlife and then peeled 4 bulbs of garlic.
What a night, Nath.
Do you think that's the saddest Saturday night that's out there?
That is so sad. Yeah, I think we all agree, Katie.
Saddest one I've heard in a long time.
I know, I think so. If you're listening right now, and give us a call really quickly, if you can beat that, if you did something sadder than peeling 4 bulbs of garlic while watching a movie on an ottoman on Saturday night, then call, and because I just want to prove these guys that I'm not the most pathetic person in Perth.
All right, Amanda is in Kalamunda. Morning, Amanda.
Hi, how you going?
Hi.
Good, Amanda.
Good, Amanda. What have you
How
got
are
for
you?
us, Amanda? We're talking about how life has changed and how pathetic we are now.
Oh, my life's changed drastically and my life is pathetic right now. So when I was younger, I pretty much skipped a lot of school, didn't go to school, would get off, because I lived on a farm, so I would get off the bus like 2 steps before, hang out with my friends and do all sorts of things that you're not meant to do, and then get back on the bus, go home.
Awesome.
And then obviously I left school and well, I was still going to school, but I'd rock up home, sleep on the veranda because Mum made it clear that she wasn't letting me inside the house after 10. So I'd be curled up on the front veranda with a dog, and in the morning she'd come out and she'd be like, well, you know, if you don't come home by a certain time. Anyway, so my life now is I'm a full-time lecturer and I'm actually teaching children not to wag school.
Complete opposite.
Yeah.
The girl that slept on the veranda.
When they come up with all these excuses, I think, yeah, right, okay, I've been there, done that.
You just want to scream at the top of me, I've slept on a veranda, shut your mouth. I slept on a veranda, shut your mouth, Ethan.
It's so funny. Do as I say, not as I do.
Kirsty is in Alkmaar. Morning, Kirst.
Morning, how are you?
Good, Kirsty. We're just examining how pathetic we are now. What have you got for us?
Well, I had a kid-free weekend this weekend, first time in a while.
Yep.
I was extremely excited to go to bed early so I could be at Bunnings for an opening at 7 a.m.
Kirsty, what have you changed into?
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
Okay, and then what did you? And then why was going to Bunnings at 7 so important?
Because I had to buy storage containers and spend the rest of the weekend making labels on the cricket machine for the storage containers.
Oh, that's pretty sad, Nathan.
You know what's sad though is that when we're doing it, we don't think it's sad unless you really like. If you have I had a glimpse of how pathetic I was with my garlic, but then you get over it by thinking, well, I don't care because I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, a girlfriend rang me to tell me how she'd been out on the drink, and I realised how sad I was.
Oh, you didn't have the kids and everything. That was your weekend free. Oh, well.
Yep.
To be excited to go to bed on a Saturday night, so there's less of the Saturday night to be awake for. It's
That's when you know. That's when you take a turn.
It's a spot in life.
Candace is in Bayswater. Morning, Candace.
Morning.
Hi, Candace.
All right.
Hello.
Tell us how pathetic we are.
Yeah, so the other weekend I had to buy a new throw blanket for our couch, and I found this really nice one. I was like, I can't just buy my husband a new throw blanket. I have to buy myself a new throw blanket. So here we were on Saturday night, all cozied up on the couch in front of the heater watching Netflix. Fell asleep at 11:15, and we both looked at each other and went, cool, we can go to bed now.
You know what? Can I say something? It's better if you've got a partner in crime. It really is, because if there's 2 of you being pathetic, then that's
not as sad.
That's not as sad. And the throw blankets, I mean, look, I get it. Like, having a new throw is amazing. Like, I mean, I've got a new throw right now.
It's all about cozy,
Are you kidding me?
All about getting cozy on the couch with the throw blanket.
Candace, I got a tap put in a few weeks ago, and I stood there on the Friday night just looking at it.
Yeah, you made me look at photos of your tap, like heaps, on Instagram.
I know, then I made you go back on Instagram and like it and leave a comment.
Yes.
Because you didn't.
I did now.
And it warranted a comment.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Time to catch up with Stevie Butler. Writes all the fantastic articles for the West Australian. Come in, Stephen.
A very good morning, dudes. Isn't Nat becoming sort of like the social media influencer from a holiday?
Well, she took a helicopter ride to get to the Broome races herself. How next level is that, Steve?
Was Peter Hudson with her at all?
Peter Hudson. Oh, the Hawthorn champion, ex-Hawthorn champion.
Yes, he was very famous for flying in on a helicopter to a game once.
Well,
Should look up that in your footy history, Sean.
Wasn't I was always thinking of Brian Peake. Didn't he do that to Geelong, down at Geelong?
I think yes, that's correct too, but it wasn't quite as notorious as Peter Hudson's effort. But anyway, I'll leave that to you.
Well, we do know we have we have a confirmed rumor that she did actually have a threesome with Elbow and his girlfriend. So it's probably a bit more interesting than your little helicopter thing.
well, unless it was in the helicopter.
Steve, have you been to the Broome Cup before I get stuck into the football?
Yeah, certainly have. It's an epic occasion. There's just frivolity everywhere. It's a really good atmosphere with pretty loose, and I use that in the positive term.
Yep.
The pretty loose atmosphere. That's the way it goes, and just such a beautiful backdrop too, with Gantium Point over the back of the track, and yeah, it's a pretty special occasion actually.
Well, I look forward to seeing what she has to say tomorrow. But the football on the weekend was outstanding, actually. Katie was just saying to me, how bad were Essendon on the weekend? And I just want to start with that. Your team were horrendous yesterday.
No, what's wrong with tanking?
Yeah.
Planking. It used to be all the rage, planking.
Tanking.
Sorry, you did say planking then, didn't you? No, we let Adelaide go past us on the weekend, so we get a better draft pick than them at the end of the year. We're not going to play finals, so what does it matter?
Oh, this is a bit exciting. Is this the area of football where there's more tanks than in MASH?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Well, Hawthorn on the weekend, as they say, Hawthorn played Richmond on the weekend. They played their best defender in the midfield. So that means Richmond's best attacker, if you like, Tom Lynch, he kicked 8 goals and then went on to win by, 60 points. And you think, they did that for a reason.
Very Hawkeye by you, Sean.
Yeah, well played there, Stephen.
Hey, Hot Lips.
Hot Lips Houlihan.
Hot Lips
Not the first time you've called me that, Nathan.
I know, mate, every weekend.
Steve, the Derby on the weekend, what did you make of it?
Well, I'm still trying to find the mean-spirited judges who couldn't find their way to giving David Mundy at least one vote in the Glendale and Allen medal.
God,
Who were they?
I felt like...
were you one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like David was there.
Oh, you were one of them. Why? What's your problem?
Well,
How could you not give David Mundy a vote?
Not
he
even
was
like...
superb.
He was very good, yeah. I just thought Caleb's wrong early in the game with the wrestling and just being a part of it all was quite damaging. But, David Mundy was great.
I did note that David Mundy and Caleb Strong both had 8 clearances. 25 possessions. And David Mundy had 8 clearances and Caleb Strong had 5.
It's a really good point, Steve, yeah, in hindsight.
David Mundy, absolute machine, deserved at least a vote in that game. And I tell you what just let them, a bit of frivolity there, but I think he could easily have been in the votes. But what a special occasion for him. I mean, to watch him and his family at the end of the game, Sally and the kids, and do their lap of honour and just the absolute passion from the Fremantle crowd towards a bloke who's played for 19 years, very consistently, more than most, and to get that sort of send-off at his last ever derby, and it was his 31st Western Derby, so he's played virtually like a season and a half of Western Derbies alone.
Wow.
I know.
That is unbelievable.
I do love the footage that was captured of David and his kids and his wife on the on Optus when everyone had gone, and it was just them on the oval having a kick. That's pretty great way to wrap up your career. And
I was still there because the wife wanted to finish the last goblet of wine, so we were still there, and it was a good hour after the game, Nathan, and there were so many of family and friends that were joining him, and I was filming it, and I was filming it, and I thought, I better not chuck this out just in case he didn't want that to be a part of it, but it was just so wholesome, probably.
That's really lovely. Yeah. What a
Fremantle has some cult heroes, haven't they? There's been Sean McManus and Clive Waterhouse and Andrew Wills and a few, but has there ever been a more universally loved bloke than David Mundy?
No, 19 years, mate. He's just done it all. He's in all the memes that are going around. It's just become a thing across the AFL, and he's been a champion of the game as well. It's been incredible.
And even after those 19 years, in his 31st Western Derby, he's still in the argument for votes for the Ross Glendenning Ben Allen medal.
Yeah.
And I think that just says everything, doesn't it?
So back to Sean not giving him any votes. So what was that about? So you brought up a point where the person that Sean voted for had less possessions than Mundy. Is that right? Is that what you said?
Less
had
clearances,
the same possessions, less clearances.
Okay.
But look, Caleb Strong played a super game too, and when the game was on, Caleb Strong showed the fight that Fremantle fans are going to love for a lot of years, I think.
Yeah, right. I was just wondering if even when having the opportunity to pick a winner, Sean still can't pick the winner. I was just a bit confused.
I tell you what, the tab count took an absolute hiding on the weekend.
Hey, when we just quickly talk about the biggest football news that is going around, Steve, and I cannot believe that you have not brought it to the table, but it's about a McManus. McManus has done something amazing in the football world that I think everyone in Australia is talking about. Do you know anything about this, Steve?
No idea.
Sean?
My daughter Sunny won the goal kicking for her team at East Fremantle Power yesterday for the year. They wrapped up their year. She was the leading goal kicker.
Leading goal kicker of the whole year.
The whole year,
Yeah,
Have you been showing her those videos of when you got hit by David Wirapunda and how beautifully straight you went back and banged it through?
Yeah, I said the key to this is getting hit by someone else and also closing your eyes when you kick.
No, so what Sean does is Sean shows her all of his old games and then Sonny goes, great, Dad, I'm going to do the opposite. And she's reaping the benefits. Hey, Steve.
That's a cult hero you're talking about, Nathan.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, after 8 o'clock, we're speaking to a guy named Henry, right? He's over in the UK. We did the chat on Friday. It's absolutely amazing. He's got a condition where he can taste, smell, or have a feeling associated with people's names, which is, don't want to miss it. It's going to be around 8:20. We got him to do your name, Steve. So Steve, to him, tastes like burnt toast.
That's nearly the nicest thing anyone's said.
So all the Steves out there, to Henry, your name tastes like burnt toast.
Yep.
There you go.
I get a very nasty instant taste and smell when I hear your name, but can I just also mention the Basketball WA Awards were on the weekend, and two very special friends of mine were inducted into the Basketball WA Hall of Fame, and they're reasonably well known. One is from the Australian Boomers, Mark Worthington, whose uncle Kevin was a very good footballer for Collingwood and East Perth, and Mark is just a brilliant bloke and well deserved. And also Melissa Marsh, the sister of Sean and Mitch, was inducted for her 643 million games that she plays both in the SBL and in the women's NBL. Both absolute superstar basketballers and even better people, so well done.
Congratulations to all those guys. Well done. Awesome stuff.
All right, thanks,
Good on you, Steve.
I'm going to burn the toast.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.